What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And yes, sir, ma'am. Yeah, this is the night 2 edition of AEW Collision on the for the other hour of the collision. Because the college basketball game tournament championship is on all day. Like yesterday, they had to split it in 2 nights, with them sharing an hour each, which Saturday started things off, and then they continued it on the Sunday. And yeah, this is the first time I'm gonna be making a new video on both my Super Ninja Austin channel and my SNA Entertainment channel. And yeah, probably a new record. And let me know in the comments down below what your opinions on that. But yeah. Let's get into the night. It felt like if it was only on for like 30 minutes, which the first half hour, I'm not sure if I can say I'm a fan of it. I just felt like I was in a hellish nightmare. I guess you could say, for the fact of the wrestlers that I despise here on the SNA podcast right now. But other than that, it was a pretty decent episode. Like I said yesterday, it's like if Rampage haven't left, but only moved into Saturdays or Sundays. But it's probably gonna be the last time we're gonna be seeing this. It's gonna be a concept for a little while because, it's probably gonna be the only time that Collision's gonna be on on a 2-night what's it called 2-night manner, with 1 hour each onto the broadcast. But it's where we got the match started off with the trios tag match, and the only thing good about this, I guess, the top fight or starting to be more recognized is a very, I'll say, competitive tag team in the division, with them even having a highly profile feud with the former allies of Leo Rush and Action Andretti, even though everybody's not really well invested into it, well, only just some of us true hardcore AEW fans are. But anyway, that's where we got things started off with what's his name? Willie Yuta and Dante Martin, with them going back and forth. Only for them to just grab. It's where we got Dante Martin then start going for. I'm not Darius Martin, not his big brother Darius, and try to go over headlock. But it's where we got Willie Yuta grab on his leg, try to go for some kind of the Achilles lock. But it's where that did not work. This is where he tried to go for a headlock. But it's where he outsmarted Willie Yuta on one spot and tried to go over headlock. But he ends up getting thrown right to the upper right course side. He did a leap dodge right off the top rope. Willie will try to go for a right hand, but he grabbed onto his knuckles, hit an arm drag. Then he hit the snapmare on top of that. This is where then he started taunting Claudio with Yuta. This is where Claudio's not convinced, and then this is where then he started hitting a couple of knife edge chops. Perhaps he gave him 7 places on the list of the ring general. This is where he tags in what's his name, Action Andretti. I'm not Action. What's his name, Dante Martin. This is where he did hit the drop kick. This is where he hit the sliding trip. This is where we got Dante Martin trying to go for a pin, but only for only get denied at 2.3. This is where you start going for a wrist lock. Then this is where we got Willie Yuta try to push him down into the bottom right corner side. And this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli gets tagged in. He gets a pump boot right into the midsection. Then this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli then try to go for a clothesline, but this is where Action Andretti, or not Action, I keep getting Dante Martin and Action mixed up for some reason. Even though they kind of look similar, but they're totally different wrestlers. This is where we got Claudio throws Dante right to the left side. This is where he bowed his head, which that was a ginormous mistake before he was even coming. This is where he gave enough time for what's the name, Dante Martin to fly over him and to sunset flip, but didn't get a chance to pin. Claudio revealed that was the plan all along. This is where he throws him right to right corner side, try to go for clothesline, but Dante Martin in the flying forearm, only for getting hit with a big old shoulder tackle. And and unfortunately, the Death Riders here have not changed, despite Cope's attempt to getting them back to normal with those concertos he gave to him, except for Willie Yuta, of course. Maybe Willie Yuta behind Cope's back, despite the respect they showed to each other, after the match, maybe he snuck behind his back and gave him the water anyways, and then helped John Moxley retain the championship on the rematch, or whatever, which they thought they could do. Which they thought they could do that on. They needed to do that on the pay-per-view, but they probably waited until the next day, with they might have knew about Christian Cage's cash in, but this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli tags in Pac back to the match. That's where he tried to go for a Sunset Football and gets countered by Dante Martin. He ends up tagging their partner in, like they always used to team with in trios action. That was AR Fox. He gave a very impressive Gamingiri right on the Pac. This is where he dips him right to the right corner side to the left, but he ends up get countered by Pac. This is where Pac ends up tagging Willa Yuta. Was it or no? Like something like that. But I think I might have got mixed up because this is where we got Willie Yuta coming in and trying to close on him out of the ring. But it's where Willie Yuta flips him right out. This is where he did the same with Pac. This is where he did going rolling flip, and then he goes for a stomp right on the Pac. Hits a cannonball. Just where then onto Yuta, of course, is where we got. But however, when he turned around, like a few seconds after that, he gets booted right square off in the face, right onto AR Fox. I'm like, man, why he did not move? Even though he probably did not chance to what's that called, to concentrate like onto Claudio, but still he could have moved our way just an inch of a second. But this is where Claudio, I mean not Claudio, Pac snap married right into the middle of the ring. He goes for a kick, then the knees, then they're going for a stomp. Then this is where then he tagged in Claudio. This is where then he started hitting stomps. This is where Claudio Castagnoli started into punches and then some right hands. Then we got Claudio Castagnoli like, you are completely worthless to me. This is where he tried to go for a guillotine-like maneuver, but only for what's his name? Only for what's his name? What's the name? AR Fox tried to come and try tagging either the Martin brothers of Dante and Darius. Is where we got Willa Yuta comes in. Is where he goes for a kickback suplex. Then he try to go for a pin. But that's where we got Willa Yuta. But this is where for some reason Nigel McGuinness was bringing up about the TBS Championship match. Like, well, that got to do with this match right here on tonight's Dynamite on Sunday. Not Dynamite, Collision, Night 2's Collision. Which I'll say nothing wrong with the ladies, including Mercedes Moné, but like at the same time, like you talk about that once y'all are in the subject, not when you're in this kind of a subject in this match for the Trios Championship. A totally different titles on All Elite Wrestling. But it's where we got Darius Martin. While that we were talking about that, which it was a very fantastic match, by the way. TBH. I don't think I can agree with Nigel McGuinness on. But anyway, this is where we got Darius Martin to try to make a comeback by taking out all the members of the Death Riders until Claudio Castagnoli attacks him. But this is where Dante Martin, the little brother Martin, then came in, hits a high flying maneuver on him until he got kicked out by the bastard Pac. And I promise this is the last time I am going to be calling him that word because it kind of sounds very uncomfortable. I said it way too off, but you get what I'm trying to say. But this is where we got a back suplex from Willa Yuta, but still, despite the maneuver, Darius Martin kicked out of that. This is where then we got him to start handshaking. Like once they got into the powerful force in all of professional wrestling, that is the commercial break. But once they got done with the adverts, this is where they still was on top on the offense side. And for some reason, they might be a huge fan. This is where it got me worrying. Like, is the powerful force drink that disgusting toxic water? Well, that's gonna be an investigation for a different day. But this is where but this is where we got Pac start stomping and kicking and tromping onto poor what's his name onto Dante Darius Martin. This is where he starts. This is where Rick Knox was like, "All right, that's enough." Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where he had to pull him off just to stop, or else he would have DQ knew that championship advantage. But once he did that, this is where Claudio booted him right to the face when just by a glimpse that what Rick Knox saw. This is where we got Claudio Castagnoli to stomp right in the midsection. And this is where Claudio Castagnoli to start trying to taunt Darius Martin. This is where the fans start chanting AR Fox. He's starting to be a fan favorite in AEW these days. I'll say probably thanks to him wrestling the likes of Swerve Strickland and Darby Allin and them. Like perhaps that's what got him gain his popularity. But then again, like he might have been very popular in his days in the independent scene for those that watches that. But I don't know how, I don't know specifically, but I'm just taking some wild theorized guesses, I guess you could say. But this where, but while I was theorizing, like I'm gonna tell you, while I'm theorizing, I'm gonna continue to talk about the match, which is what's the name? Back to the match. It was what's the name? Darius hit a missile drop kick out of a reversal, out of a pop up that Clay was trying to hit a European uppercut. He ends up tagging in his little brother Dante, even though the fans requested him to tag in AR Fox, which I'll say maybe they're trying to save him from like maybe out of the plan, which I was hoping that was the case. But this is where Dante Martin started taunting him, start playing the game of bullfighting right to the upper right corner side, turnbuckles and apron. And when we get back and ranking down the other way, well to Willow, you spears him right to the. It was Pac that speared him out of the ring when he was trying to do that to Dante Martin, but that backfired, of course. This is where we got. Dante Martin go for a springboard cannonball until Clark got to go for a clothesline. But luckily, AR Fox was there. He had a super kick onto him. Like after we got Dante Martin duck out of the way, and this is where, like after he got super kick right on the apron, this is where he hit the moonsault. He got back in the ring, but because I think Dante tagged him in. This is where we got. And this is where we got what's his name? Well, he ends up getting splashed on by Yuta. Not AR Fox splashed on the Yuta, but only unfortunately got a 2.8. By the way, my Sunday was pretty good. Like we just had a little bit of fun, like with especially with my nephew and his cousin on his mom's side, of course. That's what I'm gonna say. Like they went to a very fun trampoline place. Like it's which kind of like a similar place that I went like about a dozen years ago when I was more younger. But anyway, this is where we got but anyway, back to the match. This is where we got the Martin brothers were in the ring. This is where they try to go after Claudio, but before they can do that, this is where Pac did not one but a double whammy low blow right onto the family jewels of the Martins, I guess you could say. It's where Claudio hit a double clothesline, like if it's a certain bulldozer from Samoa. This is where or the island of Samoa. Yeah, I meant to say. But this is where we got Claudio Castagnoli gets back up. This is where and Pac did the same when they got back in the ring. This is where they helped Willa Yuta try to surround what's his name, AR Fox, so he won't be able to escape. But this is where they end up beating them down poorly. This is where they did a pretty good job getting some more heel heat because after they just completely squashed him like in this 3-on-1 situation, they ended up going for it. This is where Willie Yuta immediately go for a 3 count. Fans start booing all around in Omaha, but yeah, and it's that water. Everybody needs to learn the word. Like it's that water from Cincinnati because they were not like this before. Like now they're like this now. Like all think they team with Moxley, and like guess where John Moxley is from? Just take a quick guess. And I forgot to tell you that Pac hit his tombstone power driver onto AR Fox, and then this is where we got Claudio picks up Willie Yuta from the top of the upper right, put him on the shoulders to hit a splash, 1, 2, 3 that way until this is where once they were trying to get back up and try to regroup and try to get back to the what's it called, the drawing board. This is where we got Action Andretti and what's the name, Leo Rushton came out. Then they completely just mugged and attacked poor Top Flight. Like they even did the same to the Top Flight and to AR Fox, but by the time AR Fox fell on the outside, this is where there's it's just you two and the two of us now to the Martin brothers. This is where they end up trying to choke them out with some kind of a stringy object. Like this is where I believe they're trying to kill them. This is where Rick Knox was like, no, like you can't be doing that. This is where then he started trying to call for a bell. This is where even Aubrey Edwards and the rest of the referees that came out there to stop him. This is where they started telling like ring the bell, but that like seemed like that they don't even give a damn about the bells. Like and if this was like probably not kayfabe, I guess you could say. If it was like if they made an angle to make it, I guess like if it's not kayfabe, they would probably say you don't give a damn about their what's it called? Don't give a damn about their jobs, like in kayfabe, I guess you could say, when it comes to their rivalry with Top Flight. But I don't want to tell too much of the breaking fourth walls subjects, like get out of that. But yeah, it shows that they're AEW's all in for this, and I'm not sure everybody else is. But the problem is everybody not really entertained, other than your boy SNA here, and you know how SNA likes a good storytelling rivalry. And what's your thoughts onto this, and when do you think they should fight this out in a tag team match? Even though it might not be Dragon Ball Z style. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what your opinions on to that matter. But I would say, yeah, like this is a good question. Like when we could see these four men like finally have a proper tag team match, which that's been way past overdue ever since Leo Rush and Action Andretti left the Martin brothers. But this where and normally we'll see Layla Gray. And for those that are unaware, I want to let you guys know, for those that have not heard about the news on your boy SNA's wrestling news, like, yeah, she got married by her boyfriend that's an independent wrestler. Like that wrestles in the independent scene. And I'll say once again, before, like I said before, and I'll say it again, probably for the last time, congratulations. Like, and I wish you a happiness and I'll say happiness and I'll say, what's the other word I'll say? And yeah, many more, like happiness and love, like with one another, and like and and wish blessed of luck, like yeah, 10,000 fold to their future families and their families, and yeah, it just goes on and on. But that's where got Adam Cole was in an interview with Lexi Nair about like going to, yeah, even though he was going hell and back for a TNT chip, unfortunately it ended in a time limit draw. Like now, some might say that a time is worse than a loss. Like if you think about that's what Adam Cole, like now that you mentioned it, Lex, like that absolutely feels that way. And I'll say, yeah, that's absolutely true, because if it wasn't for the time limit, he would have probably had that one, and that would have been a matter of a fact, like that he would. But no, like this was like, I feel sick of this stomach every time I keep hearing that part. But the worst part is, like, I just had him beaten. Like, Danny, like, I had you beat for that TNT title. Like, the time limit is what saved your life. Like, so next time we do face each other for that belt, there won't be no outside interference. There will be no time limits. Like, it'll be limitless, like, and it'll be Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship. And again, trust me, when I tell you this, you are looking at the next champion. And that's what had me wonder, like, why maybe this could happen. Like, we just hope that will do happen. As much as I am a Danny Garcia fan, of course, and no, I'm not talking about the ex-wife of that boss. That's the final one of that other company. But you get what I'm trying to say. But that's where then the Kyle was like, yeah, you do this where Kyle O'Reilly was like, yeah, like I know it's been about what'd you say, a week, Roddy, like with FTR, with them, they were talking about getting into that. It was like with them being very disappointed, and it's not because of the loss, it was just the lack of the disrespect that they've been given, like after the post match, I should say. He was like we offer our hand to y'all at these, but and then Rock started like, he's like, yeah, like we just like with y'all, like with us agreeing with y'all being the best tag team. He's like, but what y'all do? Y'all walk away and completely ignore our gesture of respect. And this is where he's like, and he's like y'all call yourself the best tag team in the world. Like this space continuum, what that space continuum, best tag team that is in the earth right now. And it's like that sounds very interesting. This is where and then Rod Strong just shouted out like "Adam," which I was started getting PTSD, because what he used to do, I was like, hopefully he's not turning back into that old Roderick Strong that was so completely annoying. Like, hopefully this is only just a one-off in a while. Like, but anyways, where Roderick Strong started talking about them, like we want to get our justice onto FTR, even if they are the best tag team in the world. It's like I want to y'all to hear, like, fool me. Like, it's like the old saying go, like, fool me one time. This was like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And again, and but there won't be a third time that you're gonna be fooling. And this is where Adam Cole said his infamous catchphrase that he's been saying probably for a long while now, and that's undisputed. Like after continuing their backstage interview with Lexi Nair, but I'll say that's probably the best thing about the first half hour of what just happened until we got the next interview, which was you guessed it, like the man I really don't want to talk about, and that is the so-called rainmaker, or the man that at least tries to think he can control the weather in at any shape or form, like which is the bitch man Kazuchika Okada, and yeah, you heard me say this correctly. I just I'm just not sure if I should be a fan of him right now. I used to be, but yeah, I mentioned this about 1,000 times, but now I'm just not. But anyway, this is where we got Lexi Nair start asking like choose like you got some pretty significant wins, like yeah, in an impressive manner, like with your 2025 wrapping up into a good start. Like with you still defending that Continental Championship, here's what Kazuchika got. Like yeah, Grand Slam Australia, like I beat the home country hero Buddy Matthews in that Revolution. Like I beat his partner Brody King. Like I beat those two dogs now. Like with and this is where Lexi Nair was like, what did that even mean? Which I won't even blame her for asking like in that manner because it didn't make any sense the way he said it. This was kind of like, well, what that means is like I mean like those like I put those two bitches like to sleep. And I was like, I wish that someone put you to sleep, bitch. Like, and sorry I said the bad word, but I just cannot stand the guy. Okay, I admit it. Okay, there I said it. Even though like I mentally say that plenty of times, I just not a fan of him right now, like I used to be. And then if you were me right now, you would probably understand. But yeah, that's a different video for a different day. But let's get into Johnny TV, like getting his match against Bandito, which they challenged each other like about what was it this past Wednesday? This is where we got Johnny TV to start messing with him right now. I'll say the Death Riders match, I'll say was pretty entertaining because yeah, like two of these trios that have talented, even though the three that were the champions, like are poisoned and hypnotized or mind controlled right now with that toxic, disgusting water. But I can't take away their talent, so I'm gonna give that the bronze trophy of the night. I'll give this the silver trophy because this was genuinely, I'll say, entertaining. Like it could be on any show. Like even if it was on Dynamite, it still would be almost the show stealer because it's so underrated with two of the underrated talents of Bandito and Johnny TV. Which I'll say Johnny TV should be. In my opinion, I think he should be promoted in a higher stakes than what he's doing right now. I mean, at least he's on TV, but even though he should not, even though he's not like doing exactly what we would want him to do, like especially him winning, even though he's a heel. But that's where he got Johnny TV to do a snapmare onto Bandito after Bandito started attacking him with fists. That's where he hit the sliding knee to the face. That's where Johnny TV didn't put his mean, angry face up like if he's on Madagascar too. Escape to Africa or the Escape to Africa, whatever it's called. Like yeah, but this is where it did like if he's Alex the Lion's dad. But anyways, this is where we got Really, they did. I need to start watching. Yeah, watching that. Yeah, but anyway, this is where Johnny TV started hitting some punches right into the midsection onto Bandito, throws him right to the left side to the right side. This is where he tries for a clothesline, tries to go back clothesline, but he ducks Bandito both ways. This is where he hits a flying forearm strike, right, bringing down the former multi-time tag team champion and multi-time world champion, like in plenty of promotions except for one in particular. That's competition of this show, and also obviously not in this show. He haven't been world champion on the show or any champion on AEW. But it's where we got Bandito then hits a move that I would do to the females if I was in an intergender match, and that was hitting a flying monkey flip right onto Johnny TV. This is where then we got Bandito goes for a gorilla press slam. This is where then we got him to start picking him up, like lifting him up, like if he's doing some little what they call some military curls or pull-ups, I should say. That's where he slams him face first on the ground. It's where we got Bandito's like, yeah, let's get louder, let's get higher. This is where then we got but yeah. But yeah, I need to go see this guy named what's his name? Craven Moonhead? Yeah. A Moorhead, not Moonhead, Moorhead. Why did I say Moon? I thought that was an N and I was silly. It's Moorhead, like with an E after the R, of course. Yeah. Yeah, like Craven Moorhead. I gotta check him out and see what you mean. Like he sounds very interesting. Hopefully, be just like the guy that calls himself a boss that's finalized or whatever you want to refer him to. But this is where we got. But before we get into that, I want to continue like this match review, which. We got into the powerful force in all the pro wrestling, which we all know that it was Johnny TV that was on top, but you know the rules in the powerful force. Like that's with that turntables. It's what's his name? Bandito was on top. It's where he knocked him out with a clothesline, but this is where he tried to go for a pin. He gets denied at 2.3 with him with a disappointed face, but still like determined to win this match. Like if he's facing Chris Jericho for I'll say the 75th time, like or whatever, how many times he faced him. Because if you counted him like from back in 2022 and other times, like it seems like he just cannot get a break of fighting Chris Jericho, especially if he's the Ring of Honor champion. But it's where we got Bandito finish him off, hitting a reverse version of his a reverse fireman's carry to a knee strike, which I believe that I wonder if that's the shot at AEW's former wrestler that used to work in the company, which is probably basically banned at. That's where we got a slingshot at but the slingshot inside out from the left. By Bandito going to the outside onto the left corner apron, back inside the ring, hit a German suplex on the Giant TV for the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, Bandito, until this is where about I'll say maybe a minute later, like he gets immediately interrupted by the Learning Tree teacher and his students, the Bad Apple and the Redwood, which was the reigning defending New Way Day world champion. Well, I say Ring of Honor world champion, and his goons, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith came in. It's where he started holding on to what was it? Was it Gravity's mask? Oh no, it was Bandito's mask. Well, I'm talking about Gravity. It's Bandito. He's like, you know what, Bandito? Like when he got on the microphone, he's like, I wish I could just tell you it don't have to be this way, but we both know that it has to be. And this is where the creature is like, because even after a generational career, like one of the greatest, greatest luchadors of pro wrestling history, I still have to remind you, like, of that everybody here, and everybody watching in attendance here in Omaha and everybody at home that's watching on TV, including like your boy SNA, even though he didn't mention me by name, of course, because I'm not sure if he even knows me. Like, and if he does, it just happened to be with anybody that he knows watches me. I don't know like what to say, but that's going to be probably for a different discussion for a different day. But this is where Chris Jericho continues. But everybody going to be fortunate about the millions of the Jericho era, which the fans wishing that he actually would retire, not continue his billionth era in Chris Jericho. But but y'all always take me for granted for so long. Sound like his former colleague over at the other company that he's been in plenty of programs with, in that company. Because they got famous in that particular company, which is the competition of this company that he's working for now. But which he saying that he gave everything to the fans, but what he gets in return, he gets dumped on just like that guy. But anyway, this is where then Chris Jericho, they continue on the microphone saying that you can only take from me so far along, until I start taking back what's mine. And then his word, then he was like, but now, I can be quite generous though. I can be very, very, very dangerous. And then this is where he's like, just ask your family that question. And this is where Brock is like, yeah, ask your damn family. What's his name? Bandito. And he's like, yeah, you're a scaredy cat sister, your disgraced, embarrassed brother, Gravity. When she started looking at his brother's magazine, this is like your weakling mother that just can't take her when her baby boy gets humiliated and beaten up into a very pumbling mess. This is where he's like, and I'm gonna teach you a true lesson. That's what happens when you try to take the Ring of Honor World Championship from the Learning Tree teacher Chris Jericho. You understand me? Bandito. This where he's like, and as for you fans here in the audience and at home watching on their television screen, do you hear me? And I was like, yeah, I hear you very loud and clear. I was like, yeah, and I have to agree on this one. Maybe you should avoid trying to if you cannot back up your words, like maybe it's not a good idea to just try to step up to the New Day World Champion. But this was Chris Jericho. Like, well, what's worse than taking somebody else's mask? Like, is that putting that mask on, which I think that's worse than taking it off the luchador, which that's what he basically said. I just right there, so I have to agree. Like, yeah, like that's probably like unforgivable right there, and that unforgiving status, I guess you could say. But this is where once you got it on, this is where start imitating his brother. What's his name? Gravity. This is where the fans are saying he sucks, and this is where he's like, "Shut up!" And this is where like, what are you gonna do, man, dude? Like, you're just gonna stand there and cry about like your pathetic mom, like your pathetic mother did. This is where it made him angry. He's like when he was this way, hit him with a big old right hand. This is where he turned into that luchador that does not like it when somebody disrespects his wife like that way. Which, yeah, we all know who the person is. Maybe even Chris Jericho know who I'm referring to, because considering he used to work with him and wrestle him. But we're not going to talk about him at this time, given that he's in the other company right now. But yeah, but his spoiled brat son learned that the hard way about talking sugar honey iced tea about his mom, only for him to get his rear end handed by his own father. But this is where we got this is where Big Bill tried to go for clothes on. This is where we got what's his name? Bandito ducks out of it, hits a drop kick on the Brian Keith because he was because that's the first person you should worry about getting attacked, because Brian Keith was attacked because, you know, like if somebody disrespects his teacher, he's gonna be kicking that ass. This is where then we got but this is where he finally go up to Big Bill, but Big Bill started to turn to Brian Keith, but in his own way, attacking him, hit a choke slam to try to put the icing on the beatdown cake. But this is where he somehow flip right out of it. This is where then Brian Keith tried to tackle him, but this is where he dodges out of the way, which was a smart move by Bandito. This is where he then ripped off the mask of Chris Jericho, brought back his brother's mask to the family, which is his brother's Gravity, that's what his name is. But like, who got the brother's Ucha mask now, which is his brother, of course. It's where he's not hugging the fans. It's where it's like, yeah, like now my brother can finally wear his mask, which I thought was Bandito's mask, but it was actually hologram. But no wonder it looks very familiar. Gravity. I was like, what's up with? I was thinking to myself, like, what's up with these luchadors or like our brothers? Like, first it was like Julistico. Oh no, it was those other brothers that won tag team gold here, which they're now in the other company signed by them, which we're gonna talk about them in another video from a different day. But yeah, they were the first tag team in lucha tag team on AEW. Then it was Julistico and what's it, Roosh and their other brother, the guy that. And now teaming with the luchador that does not like it when somebody disrespects his wife, like, and I'll say, and now it's the what's the name of Gravity and Bandito. But anyway, this is where we got a little vignette, probably the first ever vignette of this feud with Meg. It was Megan Bain and what's his name? What's your name? Timeless Tony Storm. Like with Megan Bain, like finally spoke, like, which is probably the first time she ever did so since she signed with AEW. And that's when she's like talking about, like, yeah, like Tony Storm, like, yeah, like maybe such a talented woman, and she's a reigning champion, but just like other champions, like the like that it has to be chosen by the heavens, which she's still assuming that she's a goddess, but she haven't answered the question by stating what kind of goddess is she, and that's the one thing I agree with the timeless one that always be obsessed with her TITs, and yeah, and that's not by being perverted, but just saying like what she's keep talking about, but just like it. But when they bow, like, in this word that you like, and yeah, like they will be known as champions when they bow and worship me. I was like, what that got to do with them getting an opportunity? Like, they did not know who you are until you made your first appearance, and they probably were getting prepared for girls like you. This word that she said she's a megasis, which I guess she's the goddess of the megasis, which I mean that's like a super mega Pegasus, I guess, kind of kingdom, like in heaven or something like that, or at a heavenly place up above. I guess that's what her gimmick is because she refers herself as a Megasis, which is her first name, hybrid with a Pegasus, which for those that are unaware, they're basically the horse with wings, like with that fly into the heavens. Yeah. Like if you need some little insight and be a little educated of explaining what exactly the creature is. But anyway, this is where we got uh Timeless Tony Storm was like who came here from the mountain of the stone upon the pounded people, which I don't know what that even means. But it's which like and Megan Bain, like I'll be happy to bring out give you the mythology of the one they call Timeless. Well, she said more calmly, but I might say it like that because she's like, hurry. It is where she was like, the Hercules don't have my thighs. That's my husband Juice that's doing that. Like, even though he's not doing that right now. Even though she didn't say anything about Juice because she's trying to stay in character. I thought I might add that in, but anyways, it's what I just. But, and this where she said like something about playing with herself, and this where she and this like her gonna have like and then I have a content like he's like and I got a very what he said like some kind of what did she said it like it was something like that like Hercules don't have my thighs like I have evil content with myself like I'm some of the crack in my ass like in a narcissist like a narcissistic don't have shit on me. I was like, yeah, like maybe that you got that one right. I guess. So I have a reflection. Like it makes on me. Like like we made love till the sun came up. But that sounds very restriction rated. I guess you could say like if that's the right word that stands for rated R. But anyways, this word that she's like I will cut off the head of the mighty Megasis like and I will hold it off with the whole world to die like and I will sing like I by God, I am good, and I only just good, but timeless. And this where then we got her butler Luther that was in the background start clapping, which yeah, she's totally a women's star for not for the kids, and maybe it's for the best that they keep this show TV 14 because she takes the limits that she has of saying stuff that is very inappropriate and naughty, like way too much, even though she's using it as like what's that called? Like what's that like metaphoric what they got metaphoric subliminal messages, I guess you could say, when she talks about her opponents that she's gonna give a beat down of their life. Like that's what she's basically saying when they go after her for their championship. But who do you think is gonna walk out of AEW Dynasty in the city of brotherly love? Let me know in the comments. And do you think Timeless Tony Storm will rip off the TITs of the Megasis of Megan Bain? Let me know also about that as well, which I'm not sure if I should be even talking about that. That sounds very inappropriate, except for some of y'all, probably some of the viewers that are pervy. Like, hopefully that y'all don't take offense to that. But only for those pervy. That's the ones that's not pervy. I'll say, like, I'm not talking about you guys. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, but at least, yeah, the ones that I know that assassinators that watch this video normally, like, y'all already know where I'm coming from because, yeah, y'all seen it for yourselves as well. But anyway, this is where we got Mariah. I mean, not Mariah. What's her name? Harley Cameron came out like when we saw her intro by saying "Feel the wrath," and they show her crazy funny face like when she was right into the Titantron. But where she entered the ring, taking on this Amina Belmont, I think that's what her name is. It's where it's only take a couple of minutes, like with them going for a grapple. That's where she go for a headlock onto the enhancement talent. This is where we got what's his name? Nigel McGill was not stopped talking about everything that's related to the CEO because he started saying like Harley Cameron like still not getting over of riding on the Monet train, like which that I mean who wouldn't get over that, but at the same time like what that got to do with this match? Even though Harley Cameron just recently challenged Monet for the title like about a month ago, only to be unsuccessful unfortunately for the Wrath creator. But this is where we got It's where we got the Australian try to go over it, but this is where we got the enhancement towel pushes her right into the right corner. She runs right over her when this jobber went to a slide duck. Hopefully that doesn't sound like an insult, more likely a logical description about the wrestler. This is where we got Harley came in a big old shoulder attack. This is what she needs around the midsection. Follow that up with a side versus leg sweep while Antonio Schiavone was pointing out and analyzing like what was going on in the ring, which he got everything accurately correct because he's not a 30-year vet for nothing. But this is where we got what's his name what is jobber Amina Bellman like right there in the eye, hit her with like some kind of a neckbreaker arrow maneuver because she faced Harley Cameron right onto where her legs are. This is where she was like, yeah, Harley, like you're gonna be feeling the wrath and you're gonna be done. And I was like, I don't say all that crud because remember, like you're the one that's the jobber, like while Harley's the what's it called, the star here. So yeah, I don't think, and I'm talking in kayfabe, not in like looking at it logically on the show's perspective, but yeah, like. But my point is, like, she has more experience than this jobber do. So I would say, like, that you can beat her if you haven't faced someone like Harley or anybody higher than her. This is where she hit her with this pump handle back suplex maneuver when she got it all tied up with her arms and legs put together. This is where Harley was like, feel the wrath! And this is where she hit her with this sideways maneuver that looked like a crossroads. Is where you got the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, Harley Cameron. I guess we were right about her facing the jobber, but this is where then Antonio Schiavone pointed out that she will be joining them in commentary. Like, well, only temporarily, like for the main event of Hologram, Commander Decay against Jalisco and the Beast Mortos. And then this is where we got some speculation to talk about Harley Cameron. Like not only just asking questions that she's the female luchador of Harley Graham, like but also about Harley Graham's I would say relationship, more likely the status between her and Beast Mortals. But we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we do, we got to back to the interview with Donald Callis with Lexi Nair, like because she's more of a regular of an interviewer on the Saturday night show. Well, technically Sunday. Here's where Donald Callis yeah, I see. That's where Donald Callis was starting to be more delusional. He's like, oh, like I see what you're doing with all these passive aggressive, what's it called, questions. Which even though it did not have anything to do with the definition of passive aggressive. She's just trying to do her job as a journalist. She's more. I'll say, if you ask me, she's probably like 20 times better than Renee Paquette. If I'm being completely honest, like nothing against Renee. Well, at least I think there's nothing against her, at least at this time. But just saying that, like, yeah, if Donald Cal's gonna be talking like that to someone like her, like he's very quasi. If I'm being completely honest, but it's where we got Donald Cal. But here's the thing, like, she's like, but when you have Kyle Fletcher, like a 26-year-old, like in the future, unprofessional wrestler, like you got the Rockstar, like putting the Knights like Revolution in the rearview mirror, like so. What I got here for Kyle Fletcher, like, but or let's say we got anything for Kyle, like we. It is where it's like it would be something that your brain could not possibly could fathom. Like it's where he's yeah, like. But one thing you say is correct. Like everybody wants a seat, Kyle. Like so tonight, like I'll give you a little treat here on Collision here in this backstage area, even though it's not in the ring. No, so for the ladies and gentlemen, I was like, hopefully it don't sound like that certain wise man. Like it's already bad enough I compared him to him like about a few years ago when he was managing Kenny Omega in his reign with the AEW World Championship back in 2021. But it's where he introduced everybody to the Proto Star, which I thought he was about to say the other kind of star that starts with the letter P, which that's a different video for a different day. I believe Sky Blue would probably not like that unless she's in it with him. But it's where he introduced everybody to Kyle Fletcher. He's like, this cage match revolution, like this whole time, while with Will Ospreay has changed me. But the one thing is that has not changed me, like, is that the fact that I'll be destined to be the greatest of all time here in All Elite Wrestling. So that means I will be at Dynamite this Wednesday. It is where then he announced, I believe he's gonna be in the match. He was like, yeah, but I'm gonna make this very apparent, like for the title cast and for the Proto Star himself, like Mr. Quail, Quile Fletcher, I believe that's what this. Quile's like short for Kyle. That's where Donald Kyle's like, yeah, this where what's name? Well, no, what's name? Quile Fletcher told Donald say it like out loud. It's where it's like, yeah, like with pleasure, Quile Fletcher, and this is where he gave a big old hug to him because Donald Callis is a very narcissistic, carny prick, I guess you could say, which that's one thing that Christian Cage got right about him. He's such a carny piece of, well, this is the only time I'm going to say it, piece of shit. But anyways, and pardon me for my language. I apologize, assassinators. Yeah, I promise I won't say it for the rest of the night. This is where we got that's where we got the match, which was the tag team match. That's where things got started with, I believe, Hologram and what was the Beast Mortals, if I'm mistaken? I guess something like that. But it's where at first it was a hologram that was bringing the fight to the Beast Luchador. This is where, but until he got caught and stuck right into the top ropes in the bottom corner side, it's where everybody hit with a rolling spinning maneuver. But it's where it gets sliding. It's where it gets. That's where we got a slide duck, a leapfrog, a reverse leapfrog, a flip over to Beast Mortals, where Beast Mortals did some pretty cool luchador, what's it, springboard type maneuver. That's where it goes for springboard flip, but it's where it was not enough because the holograms are going for flying heads until he nearly got hit with a double chicken wing face punch. But luckily, he countered and hit a wheelbarrow roll, but only for that we kick out. That's where they start hitting each other with pins with Aubrey. He's like 1, 2, and stuff like that. It's where we got until Beast Mortals hit a big, ginormous headbutt right onto the hologram because he was like if you had any interest of Harley Graham, you better cancel them because she's mine. And this is where he hits what they call a sunset flip right into the upper on his own corner, right into the upper left side. This is where his partner Commander with a K then tagged himself in the match. Hits a springboard crossbody with Beast Mortals was still in the sit down. What's that called? Snapmare position. This is where then we got Commander with K, the flying head scissors. Then we got that's where we got what's her name? That's where we got what's his name? Commander with a K. Then go try to grab what's his name? Beast Mode, but it was too late because Julie Stico just tagged it, trying to go for a springboard dive. But this is where we got Commander with a K move out of the way to him right to the bottom corner side. And this is where he was right there. Can't go for a pop-up. We get flip right over. This is where he try to go for a running clothesline, but he gets ducked. This is where he gets hit with a flying clothesline. This is where we got the luchador. It was like, yeah, this is for the privileges of luchadors, and this is where Commander with K start kneeing him in the midsection, grab onto his hand. This is where he tried. This is where he go for a springboard move, go for a leg drop flip, arm drags him right to the ground into the upper right corner side. This is where we got what's his name? Jalisi go try to go for a clothesline, but he gets stopped with a drop kick. This is where we got Commander with K try to go for a spinning maneuver into an arm drag with him. And he got Jalisi go like, That's where we got Commander with K try to go flip over. Jalisi to go right to the left side. That's where we got that's where we got Commander with K. Then came in and help out fight off Jalistico, but that's where it nearly gets attacked by Beast Mortal, but he gets hit with an Enziguri kick or Gamingiri, that's what they call it here on AEW. But it's where then he gets hurt and rounded by Jalistico, along with Beast Mortal instead of suicide dive onto Commander with a K. But it's where Harley Cameron then left the room only for her replacement be Harley Graham, which I was like, maybe Harley Cameron told Harley Graham to come out there. That's your cue to go out there and make everybody to believe that she is really Harley Graham, like those guys like that are superheroes, do when they pretend to be a normal person, only for them to leave for a second, just for them to be replaced by the superhero kind of situation. But it's where we got the powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on, like once that happened. But until once the adverts came on, like this is where we saw, like next thing you know, was Harley Graham sitting there ringside with Alex Abrahantes, like rooting for Commander with a K and Hologram, the male counterparts of the Luchadors. That's where we got. That's where we saw next. This is where we also saw hot tag from but no, it was a hologram that had a Spanish fly on to what's his name to what the Jalistico. That's where we got Commander with a K. Then go for a springboard into a with that Phoenix 450 splash. That's where he tried to go for a pin. Aubrey goes for a count, but they probably got away with this sooner if it wasn't for the meddling. Wasn't for that meddling beast that has some kind of a fetish crush with Harley Graham, which she's starting to be more of a creep to do anything to get the female counterpart of a hologram, I guess you could say. That's where then we got Commander K. If I would give the hot tag to what's the name hologram, while Juice-to-Go did the same with Beast Mortal. This is where they start fighting for the heart of Harley Graham, which I might say a bit too much for stating that, but it's for a good reason because it looked like that like what's hologram trying to protect Harley Graham from Beast Mortal, but Beast Mortal wants to have her all to himself and try to kidnap him for his very nightmarish pleasures. I say hopefully that does not sound restricted, but anyway, this is where we got. That's where we got hologram to go for a springboard flip into a DDT, but this is where he picks up him. This is where he goes for like a Alabama slam like maneuver, right? But this is where it end up getting countered to a Canadian destroyer or Mexican destroyer, which Antonio Schiavone described it as incredible. This is where we got Commander K went right to the right corner side, hit the suicide cannonball right onto the beast of the mortals. But this is where we got Alex Almeida like, yeah, you're doing everything right. Like, get him back in the ring and finish him off. This is where Harley Graham's like, yeah, like, get him back. Like, we need to finish him off so he won't kidnap me. Yeah, that would be very frightening if he did so. This is where we got This is where we got Commander with a K, then run up right on the top rope, walk right there, hit a moonsault, which for some reason Aubrey Edwards gave him a pass, which I'd say that's what makes her a pretty cool referee. She's not like the favorite type one, like rooting for the heels, like most of those referees in wrestling like normally do. But this is where we got but this is where Commander with a K. I mean, hologram nearly helped got the win if it wasn't for the meddling Jalistico, like that had to push what's his name had to push what's his name had to push Commander right into his partner, like if he's the Young Bucks. This is where we got Commander K try to go over the top rope. Jalistico didn't immediately capitalize. You got to respect the abilities of the luchador, which is some forearm strike. But this is where we got Commander K to throw right hand right back at him. But this is where he gets hit right back with a right hand. This is where we start hitting some chops now, where they must have got like the third place and second place spot, like with Dax the Axe, still the reigning defending champ. Yeah, they just hit hard, like with those chops, not as hard as the Axe. But this is where we got Commander with a K, then flips right out of the avalanche suplex after those chop wars when Jalistico winning. This is where he hits the insecurity right into his back. And this is where we got Harley Graham, like, yeah, like, let's get him, like, Commander. That's where the Commander's like, yeah, like with a friendly pleasure. This is where we got what's his name? Beast Mortal to come in after he hit the poison rana, like avalanche poison rana around the Jalistico. Then we got Beast Mortal like, or unfriendly pleasures. This is where then he picks him up, spin him around, try to hit like some kind of a torture rack, like backbreaker maneuver right onto the Commander. This is where he's like, get your name spelled correctly, like with two M's and a C. That's where it's spinning through. It looks similar to a guy that's confused these days that always tells the truth still, however. But that's where we got hologram that went up. He's like, no, we're not going near Harley Graham. That's where he hit the springboard, what they call poison rana, which I don't know how these luchadors do, because I assume after that, this is where we got Jalistico get back in the ring, springboards right into the left side, hits the what's that crucifix bomb, slamming him right to his back. I'm like, how do these guys do that? Like, even though they rehearse this like every single day, but even for that, like, it's very, I'll say, gravitationally impossible. But it's where we got Commander McKay end up going on top of Jalisco because they are the two legal men. But amazingly, just by 2.8, Jalisco gets the shoulders up. This is where both men were down, cause of exhaustion. This is where Commander McKay did not make that a distraction, however, because he got back up. This is where he tried to pick up Jalisco, but he managed to get like at least 3/4 of himself up. This is where fans are chanting AEW, which I know that's right because like, who could blame them for shouting that? Like, along with, I'll say, me, in my opinion, I'll say this and the other company are two of my favorites. I just I was like watching it and like making podcasts about it. That's what made me got this podcast going in the first place for almost 2 years. But it's where then we got Jalisco run to the left side. This is where Commander outsmarted him, trying to go for a clothesline, but this is where we got Jalisco springboard into a Canadian destroyer. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where Abios counted to 1, counted to 2, and maybe Jalisco would have gotten away with it with Beast Motos if it wasn't for that meddling holograph luchador. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline, but he ends up getting hit with a spinning kick. This is where we got Jalisco trying to throw hologram right to the left. But it's where he gets backfired. This is where he tried to threaten hologram with this manager Alex Alberhantes. It's either you or him. Like, so what's it gonna be? Trying to do a sack in a sacrificial manner, with him trying to choke him out. But it didn't even matter with hologram because he went directly to him, hit a suicida right onto him, even though it kind of looked like if it was a botch when he flopped it head first. This is where Harley Graham was like, come on, hologram, like, you can do this. This is where Alex Abrahantes was saying the same thing until we got Beast Mortals threw Alex Abrahantes in the side. This is where he's like, so we meet again, like Harley Green baby or whatever he'd say while in flirtatious manner, which it's going to be more frightening, like a luchador. I'll say trying to make this like a luchador Beauty and the Beast, but it's more likely. I'll say more likely. Beauty in the, I'll say the feet, I guess you could say, even though I couldn't find a lack of a better rhyming there. But but it's where we got Commander K fuse the situation of making this less awkward by hitting a cartwheel, like saluting dive right onto both Jalisco and Beast Mortal. With Harley Graham was revealing that she was doing that for a distraction, like with flirting right back with him, which I was like, but it still had me wondering if this is true or does she have some type of feelings? Well, I'll say if whatever it is not in real life because we all know like what's we heard like in the news. I mean, you never know like if anything happens with her personal life, if something goes south, like she probably could think of something. But this is where hologram hit the holla bomb, I guess you could say. Then this is where Commander with a K then followed that up with a what's that called? With stepping on the ropes moonsault to get the 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match in this main event, like, and that is hologram and Commander with a K. And humongous congratulations of the night. And not to mention like it's not gonna get any ordinary trophy of the night. It's getting the golden trophy of the night. I promise you that. Like for with a capital P, like with promises. This is where we got Antonio Schiavone started advertising all the matches that's gonna be happening this Wednesday on Dynamite when they head to St. Paul, Minnesota. This is where like we go them going northern, like when they already were. This is where they're naming like Brody King take on Kyle Fletcher, like, and this is where we got Thunder Rosa and Timeless Tony Storm renew their partnership as the Thunderstorm, but them different versions of themselves taking on Penelope Ford and Megan Bain, while we got Mark Davis against Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Briscoe against Konosuke Takeshita. That's still technically a heel, probably until April. But this is where we also got another match that's on the card. First they show FTR and Cope, like with them showing that like they will be in the sit down interview with Antonio Schiavone backstage, along with MJF will finally give his answer to MVP or what about his offer of joining the Hurt Syndicate, and also Kenny Omega takes on Blake Christian, which probably be the opener, which I was thinking main event, but nah, like this guy, Blake Christian, nothing against him. He just not in that level of, being a main eventer. But anyway, like, at least not yet, until like he stays around in the business for a little bit. But anyway, this is where this night two additional collision ended with Alex Abrahantes, hologram, and Commander McKay and Harley Graham was standing tall, like of the tag team win of this luchador tag team main event match. And what's your thoughts on this match itself? Let me know in the comment section right down below. Also, what are your thoughts on the whole show of the night two's collision? Do you think it was anything better than last night? I would say not really better. I would say more likely, not like nothing hasn't changed. Only just like if it was, this is like the actual main event of last night's collision. Like if it felt like if this was just the second half, like the way they presented it, like it was like the second half of last night's collision. Like, so I'm gonna have to give it that other fair of the other half of the 3.5 stars. However, but for being a 2 night show, it was very interesting. I hope that they do this again if they need to move collision to like in a different path. Like if they have like some kind of a sporting event that comes on TNT, like this is probably the next best thing to do. Like I would not mind them doing this every once in a while, maybe not too often, because there's a reason why I would like to do it only on Saturdays and then take the day off or night off on Sundays. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on AEW Collision tonight, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Not like it would normally would be, but still, it have us watching and still have us wondering like what's next when these guys competing on tonight's AEW Collision, and also like when the next time we'll see Adam Cole, baby, taking on Daniel Garcia in a rematch, because it's not like they're gonna leave it in the cliffhanger and end it that way. Like it look like they're gonna have some follow up, like in some kind of maybe at AEW Dynasty we can see a rematch where there's no time limits, no interference, like anything can go. Like and the only way they're gonna be winning is by pinfall or submission. Like who's gonna walk out is a true champion. Which I like how the way they're mentioning like that to the story, like so they won't shy away like of any thing that's keeping Adam Cole from trying to at least attempt win the TNT championship, not the AEW World Championship. But you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that, speculating all about that, like in a different video for a different day. And like, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to hit the big thumbs up like button. Like if you do so, also hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more of SNA's videos. And yeah, and also check me out on my other channel at SNA Entertainment. And yeah, the link is in the description box below. Like you just click on it and it'll show you the username of it, which is SNA The Entertainer 2019. Yeah, like so you can check it out on what I be doing, which I basically do some animation news and some movie news. Well, the animation videos I do on Thursdays and the movies on Sundays, like I did today. Only did a few news stories because I was kind of in a hurry. Like, yeah, doing some taking care of family businesses. But yeah, the next time you'll see me do a animation news video, which I'll be talking about from anime to basic animation videos. I mean animation series, not videos. Animation series. I'll be talking about the wildest and intriguing, animation news and rumors that U.S. assassination need to know from I'll say the conversation article, like which is. And it's basically the name of the animation article to talk about the latest animations that's going to be out in the foreseeable future. So for those that are going to be only going to be watching my stuff on the entertainment side of the pond, you can check that out on Thursday, March 20. I'll say probably March 20 March 27th. Yeah, the 27th. And like for those that's gonna be watching my wrestling videos, I will be making my wrestling news on March 24th, like along with Monday Night Raw, which they will indeed be in Glasgow, Scotland. Like we got so many matches to talk about, but we're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories, rumors that you assassinators need to know from the I'll say the Ringside News article, and then we got tag team action with Jey Uso and a mystery partner of his choosing, which we all know is possibly going to be Joe Hendry, considering that's going to be in his home country of Scotland. Yeah. And they will probably likely be taking on A-Town Down Under, which it is going to be the case on tomorrow's Raw, which we're also probably going to be seeing another appearance from the 16-time world champion of John Cena and what else he has to say about to the WWE universe, which I think which is very true, but I wish he could have been a heel a long time ago. If you ask me anything about it, yeah. Also, yeah, we're probably gonna see another face-to-face segment. We're gonna be seeing CM Punk, and then we got who else is gonna be? But yeah, we got so much to talk about on this Raw. Like, probably gonna be doing, which it'll probably come on a bit early, but I'm gonna see like what I can make the review video because I got so many stuff that I need to do tomorrow as well. So yeah, it's probably gonna be later, and yeah, but I hope that you assassinators are having a fun, magnificent and stupendous Sunday. I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, in the next video. Oh yeah. So stay tuned for some more, and yeah, and more to come in the foreseeable future. And stay good to yourself because you're all worth it for yourself and for somebody that looks up to you. And just remember and just think about that. Peace.